following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to Crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star's new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Star's.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. What's up everybody? We got a fun show for you guys today. I can't see the chat at the moment. I'm not sure why. I'm working on it, you guys, but we do have a fun show today. We have Sherry Davis, two friends of the show that are actually friends of ours in like real life. Not that we met on the show. So we have Sherry Davis coming on. We love her to death. She's fabulous. And we have celebrity photographer Billy Hess coming on, and so I think it's going to be a fun show. Before we get started, let's say hi to my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Are you going to be interesting today, or are you going to be
I'm always
stupid?
interesting.
You're going to bust my balls or what?
I'm always interesting.
Okay, starting already. He directs me, and he's not a director. He's just another co-host, and I fight with him all the time. He tells me what to say, what not to say, what to do. I don't listen to that fuck. Because, you know, the show's a success because it's an honest show, and I tell it like it is. And if you don't like it, screw off. Anyway, that shirt's quite gay.
I don't care. It's polo.
You look like an old
I don't understand.
queen.
I can't see anybody in the chat room, and I don't know why.
But you look like an old queen in that shirt. You do.
Maybe there's nobody there, and that's why I can't see anybody. But I can't see myself either.
With all that fairy jewelry you have on. You have such faggy jewelry.
No, I don't. It's all diamonds.
Yeah, but it's faggy. You look like an old queen with money.
Well.
You know, people think that I keep him. No, well, no way. Just because I'm older doesn't mean I'm the money guy. He's the one, Miss Queen over here.
Oh, there's Angie. Hey, Angela, how are you?
I'm not in a
Now I
good
can
mood.
see
That's
stuff.
why I'm in a bitchy mood.
Hey, Dawn. Dawn's in the chat room, but she says she can't see herself either. I'm not sure
Who
why.
can't see themselves?
Hey, Stefan. People, I'm talking. Listen to what I'm saying, and then you get it. I can't.
Fuck you.
So Stefan's in the chat room. Angie, Don Hinton. Hey, everybody. Nice to see you guys. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Hope everybody's having a good day.
Do we have to have the names across my shirt?
Yes.
It doesn't. It clashes.
It doesn't show up that way. That's how you see it, but this is how other people see it.
Oh, on your shirt.
On my shirt.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Your shirt is so gaudy, it doesn't matter.
That's fine. So it doesn't come up on your shirt. This could come a little
Good.
lower, though.
Good.
Okay, so you guys, big news this weekend, you guys, for movie lovers, especially horror movie lovers. Scream 7 is coming out. It's very highly anticipated, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And
finally,
in celebration of it, this is very hard to come by because the movie hasn't released yet, but this is the Scream 7 Ghostface Killer. It actually talks, and it actually says, Did you miss me? I got one question for you. What's your favorite scary movie? This is what you wanted, isn't it? And be careful what you wish for. Again, hard to come by, so I think it's cool, and you guys will see it on Collector's Corner with Jimmy Star. On my next episode, I'm going to feature it. So I think it's really cool, and we want to also say hi to Angela Joseph. So sorry that you had to put your dog down yesterday.
Oh,
so
no.
We understand it totally. We understand totally. Dogs are the best things ever on the planet, and so our heart goes out to you and your family. And Dawn, it's nice to see you here. Yay! Okay, now you were going to say something.
That you shouldn't have said that.
Why?
About the dog.
Well, it's
Well, yeah, but I don't need to hear these fucking things, especially when I'm on the air. Why do you do this, you
because
cocksucker?
she put it in the chat room, and this is an
I don't give
interactive
a shit.
show.
I don't read the chat, Jimmy. I'm quitting this show because now I'm a star, so I don't have to do this piece of shit show anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm finally going back to work in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's right. Tell everybody.
And Now keep it quiet while I talk and promote my movie, okay?
Go for it.
Can you
TV
keep
show.
your- can you
TV
keep your
show.
mouth shut
Yeah,
for
but
5
it's a-
minutes? Can you do that?
It's a TV show, not a movie. Don't tell people it's a movie.
But it's a film.
Okay.
It's film, fuckface. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, I play a tough Brooklyn, dirty-mouthed mobster. Perfect casting, right? And I do the voiceover work, which I'm happy for because I've never done. Well, yes, I have done voiceover work in what's his name's movie. What about
The Day of the Cicada.
the Cicada movie?
Yes, Day of the Cicada.
Dave's movie, Cicada. In fact, we were sitting in the theater, and my voice is going a mile a minute. And Jimmy says, "That's you." And I said, "It is? It doesn't sound like me." Anyway, I'm excited to do voiceover work. I opened the film. I introduced the film. I talked throughout the film, and I'm in the film. So hallelujah, folks. I'm not with the friggin' clowns anymore because I'm not doing any more. I've done 6 clown movies, and I don't want to be known as Ron Russell the clown.
And you still have 2 coming out that aren't out yet.
The two's coming out. I don't give a shit. But anyway, I'm happy to be in a movie that I can express myself. And what I'm really happy about is our producer and director, Ray Michaels.
Rayster.
What the fuck name is Rayster?
That's his name.
What kind of name is
His
that?
name is Ray Michaels Caroga, but he goes by Rayster.
But I never heard of Rayster.
Oh, well, that's not. Yeah.
An eraser, yeah, but Rayster, no.
No.
Anyway, he said that most of it, I said, "Where's my script?" He said, "Well, Ron, most of it is improv." So now I'm really happy because if I could say lines that he wants me to say, actually what he wants, he doesn't care about the lines. If they're really my words, it's going to be a sensational show because I'm great at ad-libbing, great. I come to everything. I mean, I can create a movie right now in 2 seconds by not having a script. I don't like a script because it binds me, it keeps me to whatever that stupid writer wrote. And the writer doesn't know his ass from his elbow sometimes, especially if he's writing about mafia and how they started in LA. It's a very interesting script. And if I have control of what I have to say, it'll be realistic and funny. And it is a comedy, isn't it? It's sort of a comedy.
It's a comedy,
A
yes.
dramedy. It's a dramedy. And it's titled, what is it titled?
L.A. Mob Story.
LA Mob Story. I should have learned the title of the movie. Anyway, I'm excited about it. It gets me away from the stupid clown people because I can't stand them anymore. All they do is get dressed like idiots with their tits hanging out, and that's supposed to be a clown. That's scary. Meanwhile, all the young kids are whacking off with their tits. They're not scared at all. So it's like a porno movie, these clown movies. Every clown movie I've been in, the women always wind up with their tits hanging out for some reason. Either they're in a lake naked, or they're running around naked, or they're fighting. I don't understand why we have to have cleavage is the answer to all bad films. So if the film stinks, at least the tits are great. That's what they say. Enough of this filthy talk.
All right, so we're going to take, first of all, you guys, we want to tell everybody you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. We're on Libsyn, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Those are the ones everybody knows. We're on about 160 other platforms, but these are the biggest ones. So
We're like shit. We're all over.
So we're like shit. We're all over. Before we bring on our first guest, we're going to play a quick music video, you guys. So the name of the song is Summertime Vibes. The name of the artist is Jet. I'm jumping in on the AI bandwagon. I'll see what you guys think. It's doing really well so far. The video's already gotten more than 25,000 plays in 2 days. So enjoy this, and when we come back, we'll be with our first guest, Sherry Davis. So enjoy, everybody. Here's Jet, Summertime Vibes.
Cruising down the boulevard, sunroof open wide. Yeah. Got my boys in the back, summer days we ride. Yeah, chilling with the ladies, laughter fills the air. Everything's perfect, no worries, no cares. With the bass pumping loud, we own the night. summer vibes. Everything feels so right. Summertime vibes, living wild and free. With my crew, yeah, that's how we be. Girls in fast cars, we're chasing the sun. In this summer dream, we're never done. Convertible shades on, we're cruising in style. Gasoline and good dreams. Let's go another mile from bonfire parties to the beachside scene. Just good vibes and the sound of the machine. Under stars we dance. No need to pretend. These are the moments that never end. Summertime vibes, living wild and free. With my crew, yeah, that's how we be. Girls in fast cars, we're chasing the sun. In this summer dream, we're never done. So raise a glass to this ride. We'll keep on living with nothing to
Hey everybody, so that's Jet Summertime Vibes. It's available on all the digital download sites. It's also on the Jimmy Star Entertainment Instagram and also on the Jimmy Star Entertainment YouTube page.
Give me that guy's number. He's cute.
So you guys, now we're going to bring on our first guest. Let's see if we can see her. Yay!
Yeah,
Hello.
my day has started with happiness because you're so beautiful, and I love you so. That
I love you guys both. I miss y'all so much.
You look so good. I love the red. I love
I
you
like
with
the
the
long
long
hair.
hair. I love the big glasses with the
I
rhinestones.
love all about it. So how are you, my sweetheart?
I'm good. You know, it's moving back to Texas was kind of tough under the circumstances. I've been back 4 years now, which blows my mind that I've been out of LA that long. But I'm good. I'm at a place of peace, you know, much quieter life, much more peaceful life. And it's just overall, I think mentally much healthier, you know.
I love it. Hold on one second. Wait, I want to do a good introduction build-up before we start going into all of this. So, you guys, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, one of our favorite people on the planet, actress, producer, director, casting director, set medic, and nurse, Sherry Davis. Hello, and welcome back to the show.
And has the greatest set of tits you've ever seen.
Speaking of tits.
Yeah, and actually, too, if you guys want to see a really good picture of them, I was on her IMDb page today, and her IMDb photo picture is just a phenomenal
She's got
one.
she's got a body that can wake the dead. Trust me, she's so hot.
I work at it, guys.
You also need to say hi to Dawn and Angela in the chat room. They're in the chat room.
No, I need to
They're all
open
saying
it.
hi. And
she's not only beautiful
Angela. Miss you.
and stacked and built, but she's a great actress.
and a really good person, you guys. She's not
Yeah,
like all the other Hollywood trash that we
she's
know.
I try. I really do try. People try me though.
So you're in Texas now. You've been there for 4 years.
Yes.
Are you were also like, I saw you putting posts up about maybe like wanting to go to Florida. Like, is there any possibility you might go to Florida?
You know, at some point, you know, I look at properties there, and we've talked about this before privately as well. I mean, I like warm weather. I need warm weather. The older I get, I like cold weather even less. And being back in Texas, the extreme weather has just made me bonkers. You know, that's the one thing I like sunshine. It makes me happy. I think I definitely have some seasonal depression. So in those dark, gloomy, cold months, I'm not feeling my best. I need sunshine. But
And
then,
Sherry,
yes,
I'm like your father. You know that.
yes,
Listen to me. I've lived in Florida for many, many years. Jimmy and I are moving back in a couple of months. We're packed. We're just ready to sell the house.
yes.
I've lived in Boca Raton. Boca Raton, you in a bikini at the Boca Beach Club. Oh, no, stop it. You in a bikini at the Boca Beach Club will definitely meet an aldacaca, an old Jew with a lot of money, and you'll get married and you'll have a yacht and a gorgeous house, and you won't have to worry about these shitty movies that we get in.
And you won't have to worry about financing them either because they'll finance your movies
Trust
for
me,
you.
trust me. In Florida, you will clean up.
I love Boca. I've been to Boca, a handful of
Boca's
times.
the only place. The best restaurants, the best people.
Great.
Everybody's dressed. It's a safe. I love Boca. So
Yeah.
unlike California.
So do you miss it? Do you miss California living in Texas?
I did for the longest time. I think I miss, I'm not a very political person. I'm very apolitical. I'm also very open-minded. I don't put myself in any category politically. I don't really want to open up that can of worms, but I do think being back, in the deep South here in small town Texas, which, my family are all small town Texas. And it's different, in California, you guys know you're exposed to all walks of life, all religions, all beliefs. And I think, and I know a lot of people don't like this in Texas. I hear it all the time, but the whole, I don't care what people believe. I don't care, who people love. Is if you're not hurting another human being, I just don't care. Ultimately it comes down to just be a good person, have a good heart. And I find it challenging in a way being back in Texas, even with my family, because we see things very differently. So that's very challenging. I miss that open-mindedness.
It's not so open-minded. Believe me, we live in a gay community, gated community, mostly gay lovers, husbands, they've been together for thousands of years. And they don't like Jimmy and I. Okay.
Wow.
They don't like it when the way
Because Jimmy and I dress differently. We still
Wow.
dress New York style. We drive very good cars. We have some sort of notoriety.
and we curse.
And
People
we-
don't like it when you
and
say
Cal-
fuck here. they
Really?
don't-
Exactly. You see, New York, when you see a friend, you say, hey, how the fuck are you? Or we say, fucko, what are you doing? Fuck,
Mhm.
oh, that's an affectionata in a New York. I'm a totally New York guy. Completely,
Right.
I will never change. That's why I'm working a lot as a gangster in a lot of movies. Thank God, no more clowns. Anyway, no more clowns, Sherry. I'm done with clowns.
Yay.
Clowns and the people that make them, I'm done with them. I'm really done with them because
Good for you.
they don't pay you on time. They don't do anything they're supposed to do. It's all bullshit. Hollywood is no longer Hollywood. My Hollywood was
Not at all.
professional, contractual, and things were done properly. Nowadays, they said, you want to be in my movie? And you say yes. And they say, okay, come to work on Monday. But there's no contracts. There's no talk of salary. There's nothing. They expect you just to come for free and do a movie. Fuck them, I say. It's bullshit.
Which I want to say, living in Texas, because I was on your IMDb,
Texas is
Wait.
Republican, Christian, and tough.
which we have two very good friends. One of them's in the chat room now, Jeff Caperton. Do you know Jeff Caperton? Say hi to Jeff. He's in
Hi,
the-
Jeff.
And,
And we've been on at the same time. Jeff and I think we're familiar with one another, definitely, but we don't know one another. You know what I'm saying?
so
Well, take it
Jeff and Mark Anthony Baca, who you did the Toy Maker with, he's a
Yes.
very good friend of ours.
And I've known Mark for a very long time.
best. He's the best.
Take it from me, if you knew Jeff well, you would love him like we do. Jeff
Aw.
is a great guy. He's helpful, caring, and very, very He's a real friend.
We have 2 movies that we're doing.
He's
with him.
not. See what happens? I'm talking and you talk over me. The next time, 2 fingers in the eyes, I blind you, and then
Okay,
you wind
go.
up going in a home
I
with
know.
a cane.
You always say though to me like, "Oh, but I'm gonna forget what I have to say, so I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna
No,
forget what I have to
no,
say."
no,
My
when you-
dad says that. He
Listen,
says,
Mary, when you get to be 85, then you can
I'm
do
practically like 85 already, so it doesn't matter.
that. I mean, why am I married to him? How many 14 fucking years? Can you believe that?
wait, go back. Go back though. So first, no, because my
I
whole
wanna
point.
make my point that I was
Okay.
going for.
Okay.
Gay people are no longer accepted in this country because of the publicity that we are getting about trannies. Straight people are getting nauseous from the trannies. They say they're revolting, they're disgusting, they're men, they look like men. Why do they even think they could look like women? Gays are sick people, men that love men are demented, and there should be no such thing as gay marriage. This is what the consensus is of most straight people, primarily places like Texas. Texas, if you're gay, they beat the shit out of you. I know. I have 2 friends that are gay who live in Texas. And one went into a saloon or whatever, and he was flirting with a guy, and they beat him up. They don't like fags in Texas. You can't be a fag in Texas. They will not allow it. So yes, California, especially Palm Springs, everybody here is a tutti frutti. I mean, you walk around the streets, they're kissing, holding hands. I mean, the fags are blatant here. They really are very gay. Jimmy and I, of course, don't do that. If we're by the pool, we're not hugging and kissing because there are straight people there too. And they may not like it. You have to be considerate of your surroundings if you're odd or different. That part of California is okay. But now California, Palm Springs, number 1, has gotten a reputation of being Fagville. And people don't like it. So we are not happy here. Florida, we keep our mouths shut. We don't tell anybody we're gay. We just go about our business.
Doesn't matter though, because Florida's got the big gay community.
We have one gay community, but we don't like living with gay people.
Yeah,
so-
we don't really hang out with gay people because we're like we go to dinners and movies and stuff like everybody.
We're like you. We're straight people, but we're sexually gay.
So
Like if you hooked up with a chick now, a woman, no, you would be exactly who you are, but your sexuality would
no,
be
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's the only difference with Jimmy and I.
Yeah.
Why gay people have to advertise and act, oh, darling, oh. I don't know. I don't know why men have to be so effeminate and so obviously fruity. You're a man. Be a man. And what you do in your bedroom, keep it to yourself.
anyway,
That's my
Jeff
speech.
Jeff Paperton wrote, Jimmy, don't interrupt Ron when he's saying nice things about me.
It's true. And we've all come to the conclusion that Jeff is hung like a mule. And we all
Yeah, he
see
puts up
it.
his underwear commercials that he did. He did
No,
underwear
not
commercials.
that. I mean, he puts on a pair of jeans and he's got a bat to his knee. I mean, you can't help but see it. And he walks by you and you say, what the fuck is that? So he's handsome, he's hung, he's talented. He's got a
And
couple
we're
of...
doing 2 movies with him.
See what I mean?
What?
Again, you come in when I'm talking.
Doesn't matter.
In theater, in New York, in theater, they would put you right in a grave. They'd kill you.
Oh well, it's not though, because this isn't a like.
And in movie, if you knew about, you're a producer. My ass is a producer more than you, because if you knew how to produce, you keep your mouth shut when the actor's talking.
This isn't a show for you. This isn't a thing that you acting in.
I am. Listen to me.
Anyway, let's go. Come on, talk.
Listen, toothless. When I speak, it's acting. And you have to respect me and not.
Well, talk quicker so I can talk because it's not the Ron Russell only show.
It should be the Ron Russell show. You'd be great.
So I want to go back. So my whole point, though, that I didn't get to even get out the fact is, so you're living in Texas, but you've done tons of shit in the last 4 years on your IMDb. So you're still working all the time. You just fly back, or maybe everything's not actually shot in LA.
I mean, even living in LA, you guys know there's a lot that doesn't shoot in LA anymore.
Yes.
And Yeah. And so, and then, also, and I've talked about it before, Taylor Sheridan, I live not far from where Taylor Sheridan is. So he's got so many, hits that are filming, and we get, I get the castings for those almost daily. So, I've had some really good opportunities because, it was like when I started acting and I thought, oh, you have to move to LA, you have to move to LA. It was a thing 20 years ago, especially if you were serious about it, or New York. And so Ron, I mean, the industry has completely changed. You can live anywhere now. And there are a ton of very famous people that do not live in those main areas where it's known to be, like Hollywood or New York City or whatever. And I mean, it's just more peaceful. And you're kind of when you've done the LA thing, you've lived that life, you've done all the red carpets, you've done the big, whatever. You're kind of a big fish in a little pond, and then there's little fish in the big pond. So LA and New York, you're a little fish in a big pond, right? But in Texas, I've had great acting coaches. I've got a pretty decent resume. And at this point, it's kind of like, again, I've got the resume, I've got more experience, and there's not as much of that in this area.
I would love to see
But all
what
of that
Taylor
really
Sheridan.
doesn't work.
I've gotten some good callbacks. We'll just leave it at that.
I'm in the business 65 years.
Mhm.
I've seen it all. Believe me, I've seen it all, heard it all. From great actors, Betty Davis, I knew people like that. So when I used to ask them questions, they would give me answers. And I forgot who it was, either Katharine Hepburn or Lauren Bacall. I don't remember which one it was, but said to me, you have to have it. If you don't have it, you will go nowhere in our business. What it is, we don't know. But the camera knows what it is. And the camera tells the audience what it is, and the audience will love you. If the camera doesn't love you and the audience didn't love you, I don't give a shit how many acting schools, how much you study, whatever, you don't have it. Okay? This is what you have to work for, it. You have to make the people out there love you.
Mhm.
I think they do love her.
That, of course, that's the job that actors have to do. They concentrate too much on how they speak and look and do. No, 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 no. How you speak and what you do, as bad as it is, it works.
What does that mean?
In other words, if I were going to do a movie and worry about my diction and my New York accent, whatever part I play will come off fake, because not everybody's from New York. So if I'm going to just fuck that one up.
I know where you're going. I mean, to me, it's always about the performance. I don't care about, looking pretty on camera. I tell people just the opposite. I would rather have a really gritty, grimy role where people look at me as the character. I don't want them looking at me as Sherry Davis, who's playing that character. I want.
Right.
That's what I do.
That's what he does.
I become. And I don't like the fact that I'm nice looking because I'm hired, like this mob movie thing. Rayster thinks I'm the handsomest old fuck in the world. But I don't want to be, I could never play bad parts because I could never look that ugly or scary unless I was made up with, prosthetics. So it goes against you. I always play like doctors,
priests, mobsters, cops.
I'm never scary, and neither could you be unless they do bad.
Oh, I can.
Oh, I've seen you scary in something. I
No,
forgot
but
what.
the makeup, you can't be scary the way you look now.
Well,
if you went in a room to kill a man, he'd unzip his pants. What are you doing?
I mean,
He'd say, kill me.
I mean, the film that kind of put me a little bit on the map and kind of got me a little into the indie world and the horror films and stuff was Snake with a Human Tail. And I am not pretty in that film, pretty, at what people, think is pretty.
How much of your body are you showing?
I mean, you guys probably don't remember. I'm playing a transgender prostitute in
What
that
movie
movie.
is that? What movie?
Snake.
Snake with a Human Tail.
Snake with a towel.
With a human tail.
Snake with a human tail. It's and it's very dark and it's very gritty, and you
I've
know,
never seen it.
and it was written for me, and it was written for that reason. I wanted to do like a breakout type role, and I wanted to do something people didn't expect me to do. You know, the good little Southern girl from Texas, you know, is doing this like gritty, grimy, dirty, you know, drug addict, you know, prostitute. Like, I mean, I wanted, you know, and that was how I got signed the first time was.
That's a wonderful
So I have a
part.
question for you because
Yes.
you, first of all, how long have you been acting?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. I mean, 15 to 20 years, I guess.
You have, I was on IMDb, you have 188 credits, which is a lot of
Oh,
credits.
wow. See, I don't even know.
You have 188 credits. Some of the movies that you've been, that I've seen, I actually love. But what I wanted, because when you just said the whole thing, like this, the pretty Southern girl like thing, you know, you would also be really good, like in a Hallmark movie.
Absolutely. And
No, I don't.
Would you like to be in
no.
Hallmark? Like, I see. I think Hallmark's the greatest. He doesn't like them. I love them. I think they're the greatest things
The
ever.
Hallmark movies are so pathetic. It's not. No, they really are. The people are like such robots. I love you. Can
Yeah.
we go to dinner now?
Yeah, but if you make
It
it in
would be
Hallmark,
so-
you
it would be
you
s-
work forever.
I'm doing something and you're talking. I'm divorcing you after the show.
I know, but
Can you lend me $3,000, Shirley, for the divorce?
most people love Hallmark movies. That's why they're the most popular
Because
movies that
they're
they are.
like my daughter Deirdre. She's pathetic.
She watches all of them.
She's pathetic, and she cries from them. I can't.
oh
do
no.
it. I can't do it. She
I have
does.
a Hallmark movie.
She gets so sensitive that she cries.
I have a Hallmark
can't.
type movie that I'm hoping will be funded in the next couple of months, and it was the idea came out from Lady Lake, who's in the chat room, and Jennifer James wrote the script, and we've got a great partial cast. Which I was asking her that because she would actually fit, like in Saving. It's called Saving Paradise. It's going to have a plethora of 80s and 90s stars.
Oh, now that I love.
It's going to have
But
lots
you
of
will
people
have
that
to
you will
be
know.
verbally abused by me.
No, you won't. He's the bad. He plays the bad guy in it.
I play the tough Jew from New York who's an agent
No, that's great.
who doesn't care about you, only cares about
Actually, Cindy
moolah.
says you would be great. She thinks you would be great. So basically, the premise of the story is that there's a super famous soap opera star whose father dies and leaves him a hotel on the beach called Paradise, but it's all run down and they owe a lot of money and they need to raise money to save it. So that's why it's called Saving Paradise. So he brings all his soap opera buddies in and they do like an auction to win a date with a soap star. And those will all be played by like John James and Lorenzo Lamas and big people like that. You know, and they raise money. So it's a feel good love story movie.
Now,
That's
this
fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Brings me to when I was first hired. They hired me to play the romantic lead opposite Joan Collins. In other words, I was supposed to be the old actor who's still handsome but is faded away. And I read the script and I said, "What are you offering me? That's not me. I'm not. I'd smack Joan Collins around, you old bitch. I'd say, what are you doing? You know, I have to play that kind of part." So I read the script in depth and I found Bernie, who's the Jewish guy from New York, and I fell in love with him.
That's good.
Which brings me to my question. Did
Okay.
you ever have a part that you fell in love with the character?
You mean like the person opposite of me?
In other words, you read the script and you
No,
said,
your character.
your
Oh,
character. You
oh,
read the script and you
yeah.
said, I have to do this. I love her. She's wonderful.
I have one now that we've been very quiet about for about a year because you know the money is being privately raised, and I mean you know you read something and you think also you know again I'm in a different
No,
time
I
frame.
mean, you love the character.
Yes,
Not you.
Yes.
I mean, not the idea that you're going to play it, but you say,
No.
"Oh, I love playing her because she inspires me." It's a wonderful character.
I don't think so. Because I play a lot of really dark, twisted characters. I mean, I do. I'm honest. Like I do because those are the roles I'm really attracted to, you know? I mean, seriously, you know, and then again, you know, I've been an abused woman, you know, I've, you know, played a lot of dark characters. And I like that because I think that opens me up to be able to kind of show my range more, you know. And, you know, and then like in a toy maker, you know, with Mark, I mean, I'm a crazy biker chick, you know, in the 80s, 90s, you know, and I'm rough, you know, I'm a rough biker chick. So I think not to the, what you're saying, Ron. No, I don't think I've read one and be like, oh, I'm so inspired by this character or whatever. I just don't think those are the kind of roles I attract, you know.
Actually, I think that one of my favorite Mahal brother film of all time is Arena Wars.
Mhm.
I think Arena Wars. I mean, I think they have a lot of good movies, but I think that was my favorite one, and you were great in it.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish things had been differently. That character was bigger, was a bigger character. And, you know, we were shooting during COVID, and it just changed the dynamics of the film and the timing and the cost, because, you know, I was also, you know, wearing multiple hats like we do in indie film. You guys know I was set medic and I was COVID compliant supervisor, and I was doing my own wardrobe. And, you know, I wore a lot of hats.
The one where you were getting banged?
No.
What?
No, that's Tommy Knockers.
Oh, Tommy Knockers. You were good in Tommy Knockers.
Thank you.
I mean, when you were getting banged, I said, are they really doing it?
And like, I was getting banged in like 2-degree weather while it was like snowing and raining and everything was wet. And I had cold guts on me, by the way. That was very difficult. And I'm like shaking, trying not to move. And Michael Sue, everyone's trying to keep me covered. And I'm just, yeah, that was,
it looked good.
it's not a glamorous life that I
That's the
live.
fucking Night of the Tommy Knockers and Arena
I
Wars.
love
you guys.
Night of the Tommy Knockers.
Arena Wars also had Michael Madsen, Eric Roberts, Robert Lasardo, John Wells, Robert Donovan. I mean, we basically had everybody on the show.
Yeah.
And I think it was just done very well and very different. And it was a lot of fun. And let's talk about a toy maker a little bit, because Mark Anthony Baca is a really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Of ours.
He's a great, you guys, you know, I hadn't worked with Mark as a stunt guy, you know, which is what his main thing is. He's really good. Like, I can't.
What are you talking about?
Mark Anthony Baca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed. You know, I was disappointed because this is my second movie. I was supposed to be riding a motorcycle because I have a Harley and I do ride and I've ridden my whole life. And I was kind of disappointed because, you know, I've tried now in a couple of movies, you know, like Bikers versus Werewolves. It didn't happen either. And so things had to be cut. We didn't have time. And, you know, I'm always the person that tends to get that end of the stick. You know, it's just how it happens. But Mark was a really good, like, you know, his stunt school down there, everyone that he works with down in Bastrop, they're great.
Yes. He's actually really
you
good.
know that movie is out that I think I'm ashamed of. Ugh.
We got a few of those, Ron.
No, this one, you're responsible. You're the one. Because you kept saying, do it again, guys. Do it again, guys. Do it again.
Oh, he's talking about compatible.
Compatible.
Got distribution.
Be dirtier. I said, how dirty can we get? And you said, dirtier.
We didn't see it yet.
Have you seen Compatible?
No.
But anyway,
They
it's
just
out.
posted
I don't watch things that I don't want to go back to that.
There you go. No,
No,
it's funny.
Don't put it in my mind.
We didn't go to the premiere, and so we didn't see it, and it's not out yet. It just got distribution. It'll be coming out.
Okay.
But
So the fact,
yeah, actually though, you were part of the reason why we actually were in that though.
Oh wow.
that's right.
I love it. But wait, I want to go back to
but don't you remember I said to you, you want it dirtier? And you said, no, we'll just do what you want. Do what you want, you can say.
Yeah, we did it very dirty. But I want to go back to a toy maker.
Okay.
Because I'm doing another film, producing another film with Rashad Evans. I can't wait to meet him. Hopefully he was really cool and
I missed him. I was not on set. We were, you know, I was taking care of my dear friend that was in the hospital that was dying of cancer at the same time we were shooting that. So it was very difficult going back and forth during that time. So I missed Rashad.
So Mark Anthony Baca, which you know who I'm talking about,
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
His wife, they came here because we're doing a movie with Jeff and him. And we were looking at it. It was really fun. And then Robert Lasardo is in it, who I love Robert Lasardo.
The movie is starring Jeff, and it's called The Man with the Third Leg.
Yeah, right.
Ron.
I bust his chops all
Oh,
the time
God.
about it.
Well, it's better to bust it for that reason than the opposite.
No,
you know?
he happens to love it. He doesn't object to
Yeah.
being known as hung. I mean, he's very proud. Most men are, you know. I feel sorry for the men that have like 1 inch or 2 inches. Poor things. What do they do? You know, I mean, really.
I love it. So I actually took. Have you seen the Toy Maker trailer?
Yes.
Did you like it?
You know, it's
too
okay.
long.
It's
It's a little
not.
bit long.
It's not the direction I envisioned myself for the direction it would go. You know, Evan is a very he's very creative. He is truly an artist. Like his writing is great, and the characters are great, and that kind of thing. And
And
because
you look great. You look great. Your character looks great.
yeah, she's absolutely insane. I'm flipping off and screaming, and I'm completely batshit crazy in this film.
Now, I
You
want
know.
to say something about Florida. I
Yes.
don't know anymore, but when I lived there, Florida was the capital of commercials.
Hmm.
They shot all the commercials there. If you lived in Florida, you know, it's in your backyard, you could do commercials. That's money. We don't give a shit about the art of it. We just want the money. Commercials pay a lot of money.
Ron, that's how I kind of got into acting, other than like I fell into it because, you know, my daughter was a child actor, my oldest daughter. And I actually booked a lot of commercials right out of the gate. I mean, Texas and Oklahoma are the same way. And with me being on the border, I can go either direction. So Oklahoma City was really booming during, you know, doing a ton of commercials then. So I did a lot of commercials starting out. Also because, you know, I had the black hair, the dark hair, and I was very tan and I looked completely different. So it was very ethnically ambiguous, you know, which worked very well in this area in this.
I think you should. If you don't move to like Florida someplace, you should stay there and get on Taylor Sheridan stuff. Because, you know, he has a new show called Marshals, I think, or I'm not sure what the name of it is, but the lead guy, one of the lead guys from Yellowstone or whatever, is like in it. The young guy, the young son with the blonde hair, and I just saw the commercial for it. That's why I know. I think it's called Marshals, but it's a Taylor Sheridan show, a new one.
Right. Yeah, when we did the casting for those, and you guys know, just like any other bigger castings, they kind of had some of them have code names. So, you know, I'll get an audition and it'll say it's for this, but like I already know what it is. Like it's not actually that, you know, it'll be like, you know, Dutton Ranch or
Right.
a Paloma. I mean,
Another reason I want to go to Florida is I want to meet Tyler Perry very much. And I want to see his studio because we know
That's Georgia.
sure, yeah.
Georgia. Yeah, so
Yeah.
what? Florida's underneath Georgia. It's like New Jersey and New York. It's easier to get to Tyler from Florida than here.
We've had a lot of people on
See
the
how he
show.
corrects
We've
me?
had a lot of people on the show though who've been in different Tyler Perry series, and they said he's great to work with.
And
Right.
they said the studio is not to be believed. It has
Right.
restaurants, a movie theater.
Yep.
It's a world. He built a city in this theater. I'm dying to go to
Yeah, I know people that have worked with him as well, and they had wonderful experiences. And
Oh.
he also, you know, brings people back. And so I do
Yeah.
have a friend that's worked with him on a couple of different, you know,
So you go to Florida, you get a Florida agent or a Georgia agent, and if there's anything available, they book you. And he does a lot of tough stuff. He doesn't do such loving. His movies are very real, vulgar, tough, rough, earthy people like Medea. You know, things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
I love Medea. I love
yeah.
Medea.
Yeah,
So-
Trinity, my younger daughter, you guys know, who's autistic. She loves, like, she watches Medea. Like,
Yeah, we love Medea. We
that's
think
her thing.
Well, I love the fact that a drag queen made a movie, made a TV show, made a whatever the hell she did,
movies.
and became famous because of talent, not because of stupidity. Today, the drag queens are clowns. They're more friggin' clowns. They look stupid with that weird hair and makeup because they don't look good as women, so they become clowns to be drags. At least Medea looks like a real woman. And
Right.
she behaves like a real woman, and she does things that real women do. That's what I respect about her character and her work.
And
It's brilliant work. Brilliant.
It's funny.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a very big, he's a very big manly man. And I know when I did drag, being tall and being, built like a man is difficult. You have to do a lot of tricks to look like a feminine person. So I respect him for his Medea work. Also, the writing has a message, and the message is good for Black people and white people. Everybody learns from the message. So I'm in favor of him. I love him. I really do.
I have another question for you. Like
Yes.
a lot of the indie films, they don't have budgets to fly you to like LA and shit. Like, do you get that reimbursed, or do you actually have to do that on your own?
You do
It's usually included in my pay. That's part of it. Now, if I've applied for, let's say, an indie film that didn't have like a ton of, budget, then there are times where it's like, we want you, but can you work as a local hire? And that's always been a thing, like, don't apply for this, unless you can work as a local hire. So, and you guys know, like, one of my best friends lives in LA. So, I always have a place to stay. I have a lot of friends there or whatever. So I've gone out and worked on big shows as a set medic, day in and day out, really long hours. And, people don't even know I go in. I don't post about it. I can't talk about it, whatever, on crew as well. But those are usually included. There is an occasional where I have to be local hire. And luckily I travel so much that I have a lot of like airline miles. Also, if I'm gone for like a month or 6 weeks filming something, then, I did the thing, when I moved to Texas, because like I had a Range Rover. I got a Prius when I moved out here, and I've driven to LA several times because I knew I needed to be out there 3 or 4 weeks or however long. And the same thing, like working on the Mahal films, like I would go out to Vegas, for a month or whatever. So if I needed my car, unless they were like, everything's covered, we're renting you a car, which is something Michael and Sonny did. They took very good care of me.
We love them.
Because I did wear so many hats, so, we usually were in the same Airbnb together.
You should talk and tell our audience that Sherry also is a nurse. And
Yes.
she takes care of everybody on a set in case somebody gets sick. Well, Jeff Carpenter, let's talk about Jeff again. Jeff made believe he was sick, and he called for her, and she went into the tent, and she was alone with him in the tent, and that was a mistake. Sherry said to Jeff, "What's wrong with you?" And he said, "I have a pain in my penis." And Sherry said, "Well, unzip your pants. Let's see what's wrong with it."
Right.
Sounds like my patients.
And when she unzipped,
I bet that happens.
when she unzipped his pants, she saw there was a dildo over his penis, and that's what the pain was.
I believe it.
It's a joke, folks. Joke. I make jokes.
I think that's
I'm getting closer.
I bet that happens a lot though to you anyway, right?
It used to.
Well, now you can't do that anymore. But back in the day, when you first started,
Back in the day, I did. And when I was a baby nurse and I was so, inexperienced in life, I remember walking in and things like, and I would be like giggling and go tell my other little nursing student friend, "Oh my gosh, Mr. So-and-so." Yeah, it was a thing. But mentioning my nurse thing, you guys, I actually worked night shift last night at the hospital. So I got home at like 9 a.m., got to bed about 10:30. Had to be up by noon to get ready for this. So I'm going on an hour and a half.
But and
used
look how
to-
fabulous you look.
And because I do still work PRN at the hospital.
I was almost thrown off a picture because I was being wired, and the guy had difficulty getting the wire up my trousers. So I said to him, "Just a minute, I'll drop my pants." And I did, and he put the wire through, and he was on his knees. And I said, "Oh, by the way, while you're down there," and the fucking, who heard? That rotten people.
No, don't say who heard.
Oh, well, not that person. The person that came over was the distributor.
Yeah, they didn't like that.
The distributor came over, and they were furious with me that I said, "It's a joke."
Can't do jokes anymore.
There's 100 people around. I mean, I got lights on me. There's lights on me. It's 100 people around.
I
What are we
say
doing?
all the
Go.
time, I'm an HR nightmare. There's a reason, me still working as a PRN nurse because I like money. I like to spend money. I've got a special needs daughter that lives with me. I'm always going to be responsible for, and I want to keep my skills up. I have a college education, and I believe I want to set the example that, as a mom, as a single mom, that you can do whatever you want, and I've always wore a lot of hats. And yes, at times it's very tough. At times it's very stressful. But, yes, I do work PRN at a hospital, which I don't know if people know what that is. It means basically as needed. But I work when I'm not filming and I don't have a lot of auditions, and also just certain times, of the year, we don't film as much in the winter months usually. And the hospitals are crazy. Like I work more in the hospital, like I said. So I worked last night. I'm working tonight at the hospital. I'm the charge nurse on my unit, and that kind of thing. And I never, ever did I think I would go back to bedside nursing. But you guys know, with my mom getting cancer, moving back to Texas to take care of her during COVID, there was a need for that, so going from my, medical spa world and set medic and that whole world to coming back to Texas, at that time, you got to have a paycheck. It's not like we're doing a lot of productions during that time. So thank God I was a person who did have my college education and my professional experience.
You have something to fall back on.
I know you have to have that. I bet you have a great bedside manner too, though. I bet patients actually,
especially when she bends over to tuck the sheets.
No, I'm just being serious though. I was trying to give a serious compliment.
I'm serious. If she wears the uniform, the nurse's uniform with the buttons, and she bends over to tuck your sheets in, the patients, their pressure goes up to 1,000. And the machines go off and they run in. What's the matter, sir? You're having a heart attack. And the guy said, yeah, but it's fun. Now, listen, you know how well I knew Jane Russell, right? That we would.
Yes.
And Jane shared a story with me that has to do with the freedom of filming in the 40s as opposed to now. Jane was singing a song in the movie where she was a cowboy, and she said, like the lyric was like, I'm going to get the apples off the tree and blah, blah, blah. And Clark Gable was laying on the floor watching her shoot this. And when she finished shooting it, Gable yelled out, get over here, Jane, I'll pluck your apples. And she thought, they laughed. You do that today, they throw you off the set.
And that's the thing, I also, being an older nurse and just being where I'm at in life, this phase of life, I don't have a filter so much anymore, or I make those jokes. And, we have a couple of nurses that have been nurses a long time, not quite as long as I have. And we say very inappropriate things. And we have to think we're in front of our young nurses, what we call baby nurses. And it's a different, we're like, ooh, like every single thing we say, we're like, I'm so sorry, don't report me to HR. We say we're nightmares.
I tell them all to go fuck themselves.
Yeah, Ron wouldn't really be good at that.
I would be some nurse.
I
tell the patient, lay down, you motherfucker, and stop complaining. And if you ring that call one more time, I'm going to come back.
And I do that, I have patients that get violent now, or trying to beat you up with things. They don't know what they're doing. But if I get really, they hit one of my nurses or one of my little techs, and I'm like, that's not acceptable. You're not going to do that.
Hitting them, no, but hitting on them is okay.
Yeah.
Hitting them, no.
One thing though, that's because my whole family, my mom, my grandmother, and my sister are all nurses, and that's like one of the best professions that you could ever have, because they always need nurses, and you can work in wherever you go, wherever you decide to go, you'll get a job.
Well, that's one of the things. But again, you better be ready to have some PTSD.
Yeah.
Okay, let's change the mood. Let's get back to interestingly crazy shit. Yeah. Sherry also does Botox. So all her friends have the face like Joan Rivers. They all look alike.
What do you call that though? That's because you don't just say that. You do like beauty enhancements or something. What do you call it?
An aesthetics nurse.
Aesthetics nurse. Okay.
Yeah. And, you know, and that's the thing too, because, you know, being in this business and aging and, you know, I'm in my 50s now. So, the thing
God, that
is,
looks so good.
thank you. But the thing is, you know, doing things to, I think I'm all about doing something to make you feel better about yourself. But, you know, I believe in looking natural, looking like yourself, but looking maybe rested, or like, you know, you had a good night's sleep. You got to look, you know, you're eating healthy, whatever. And I try to teach like overall, like I'm working with a health and wellness company right now. For
Yeah,
instance.
but that's all fine and good, but that's
Yeah.
not what I need and what I want to hear. What I want to hear is, what is the downside of shooting Botox into your skin? I understand there are
Mhm.
repercussions from it.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is, especially as we age, our muscles drop more, you know, the atrophy, the fat pads sink and things like that. So just having a skilled injector that understands that, like how you treat someone in their 20s versus how we treat someone, let's say my age, in your 50s.
Why would somebody in their 20s want Botox?
Listen, my daughter's in her 20s and she's been doing it a long time. Big in her late 20s, because she's got the deep 11s between her eyes, very, very deep. And that's what most of the younger generation has, because they've always been looking at a phone, you know, kind of scowling and looking at the phone and making that face, because they're always on social media and they've had phones their whole lives, or they're on some kind of screen all the time. So a lot of them have that deep line between their eyes.
But there's certain things in the face that are attractive.
Yeah.
Sophia Loren, who's now 92, looks like shit. She really looks like a bird. But I mean, I know her because I was in a movie with her when I was 19. So I've sat next to her. I know what she looked like when she was young. She was breathtaking. Muscles dropping. Her face drops so much, it's terrible. She doesn't believe in plastic surgery or Botox.
Mm-hmm.
So she's 92, and they're calling her a legend, and they're photographing her now as the most beautiful woman in the world at 92.
Mm-hmm.
So she's trying to prove that women do not have to look young. Youth is
don't
not,
have to. It's
youth
whatever
is not what
age
women are all about. Women are not about just youth. Women are about good fuck and a lot of things, you know, beyond just being young looking.
I don't know. There's a lot of people. Justine Bateman, I saw an article with her, like, and she's kind of wrinkled.
Yeah, she's not about any of that. No, I'm very much about. I mean, I'm very holistic. I don't do pharma, and I was even a pharma rep at one point. I mean, I don't take any medications.
Neither do I. I don't do anything.
Everything I do, other than, you know, and it's funny because even though I've worked in that business and I've had med spas and things, you would be amazed. Like, I really do good skincare. I inject peptides like NAD and, you know, different things, B12 and, you know, things like that. I do a lot of holistic things.
That's good.
And I've done that for years before people were doing that. I was doing that. You know, so the things that are now popular, like I said, I work with a health and wellness company. So I do like the GLPs, you know, and we combine the peptides in them. And I do a lot of education on, you've got these symptoms and, you know, NAD would be great for you, you know, and things like that, you know, teaching about the mitochondria and just memory and your joints hurting. So I'm really more about that. And yes, it started out as, you know, many years ago, it was Botox. So it started out like that. But, you know, I'm the nurse. It's not about like, let's put all of this in your face. I'm not putting, like, if your lips are blown up, don't come to me. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm much more about, you know, and I had a lot of influencers and a lot of very, very famous clients in Beverly Hills and Thousand Oaks and, you know, that I was, you know, I had a medical director and I was still injecting through COVID until I moved to Texas. And I'm just very much in, let's do something that looks natural. Let's do something that makes you feel good about yourself. But I've never been the person that will over inject. I had a very, very famous Oscar winning actress who was about to go work on a Ryan Murphy thing. And she came in and she wanted like a ton of Botox around her mouth. And because she's getting the lines around her mouth.
That makes him look like a frog.
And I would not inject her.
No.
You know, and her daughter was one of my clients. I would not do it. And, you know, my other nurse friend just loaded her up. And when I watched her in that, I saw like she could not move, like she could barely move her mouth.
And how do you act if you can't move?
Yeah, you can't make any expression. You guys, when y'all see Toy Maker, like I don't have any Botox. A lot of times I barely will have any, if anything at all. I probably do it once a year when you're supposed to do it once every 3 to 6 months, you know.
One of the worst people, Melanie Griffith, was so beautiful when she was young. She looked like her mom, Tippi Hedren.
Yeah.
And then she went, and whatever she did to her face, I have no idea who she is. She ruined her beautiful face. What the hell was she thinking? She needed fat lips and cheekbones, and everybody wants to look like the same person.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my belief on aesthetics or plastic surgery is you should just look like, you know, a healthy version of yourself as we age, you know.
That's all. You can't look like Ava Lott.
Like, I'm not trying to look 20 in my 50s.
Right.
You know, I would rather someone say, oh, wow, you know, you're 52, about to be 53. I would rather someone say, wow, you look great, even though they might add, you know, for your age, which you guys
He hates the for your age thing.
You know what I get all the time when people find out my age. You know what they say to me?
Yeah.
Who's your doctor?
Yeah.
Right away, who's your doctor? I said, nobody's my doctor. I eat well. I don't do drugs, never did, and I don't smoke, and I'm healthy.
Yes.
That's why my face shows nothing. And I don't have wrinkles. My face really is remarkable for 86.
And there are other things, you know, like you were talking about Sophia, like the sun exposure, like we didn't know, you know, back then, like
I never
how much that aged us as well. You know, I mean, I had a tanning bed in my house for 20 years. I live on a lake, you know,
wow.
I mean, I ran around, you know, in a thong bikini for most of my life on a boat, you know, with baby on the hip. I was that girl. But, you know, now look at my skin. I'm very pale, whatever. And I don't have age spots all over my body because luckily
I've seen you.
Oh, I have them because I'm so pale.
But, you know, the thing was, I was blessed enough to work in medical spas. So I had access to those lasers to, you know, take care of the sun damage and things like that. And now, like, I'll go in the sun on a cruise or when I go to Florida a little bit, but like I'm covered. I've got the hats and the sunscreen and whatever.
I have to do that.
The only time I've always driven a convertible all my life.
I love a convertible.
And I've always driven, but I'm well protected. See, I wear long sleeves, I wear hats, and I mostly, Jimmy will tell you, I like to drive at night. Now,
Really?
Yes, when I lived in Boca, listen,
Wow.
and I first dated this banana. The first time I dated with him, I said, let's go for ice cream. And up in Palm Beach, there's a beautiful little ice cream parlor on the water. And we drove up A1A with the ocean on the right, the moon reflecting on the ocean, the beautiful evening breezes, and it was wonderful. And he fell in love with me for that.
It was fun. No, it was a lot of that. Wasn't the only reason, but it was fun.
What was the other?
So wait, because we only have a minute left.
Yeah, we got way off track, guys.
I want to go ask you here. So here's a movie question, because you play a lot of different kinds of characters. But if you could play any character, like what movie, if you could have been in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you have liked to have been in? And that'll give us an idea of the character that you would like. And then bucket list, if you could ever work with any actor, living or dead, actor and actress, who would you like to work with?
My gosh. Okay, so I've said this many times before, something that's really where I'm unrecognizable, something like Monster.
Yeah.
Shirley Theron. I've said that many times, which was the inspiration for doing Snake with a Human Tail.
Okay.
So something like that. Gosh, they're just, and you know, I love things like Salt, like Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
like
that was
love
a good movie.
A badass role like that, where there's a lot of action. Like when we did Toy Maker, you know, Mark can tell you, he was like, we need you to go off that platform. And he was like, no, how long's it been since you did that? Well, I did it several times. And I did get a little freaked out. It was windy when I climbed up there, but So I miss doing things like that I wish I would have gotten to do more when I was younger. So I think I would have gone a little more that direction than I even did.
Like an action star.
Yeah. I mean, things like that, I'm still very active. Like I said, I ride motorcycles and I've got a side by side and I'm, in I mean, I have a very active life. And in LA, I hiked, I did things like that. And the other question about who I would want to work with, one of my favorite, I might say her name incorrectly though, so forgive me, but I've always loved Vera Farmiga.
Yes.
I've always loved her. I think she's absolutely incredible. And she's one of the ones I've always put down. And then the whole opposite end of that, like Sandra Bullock, who I've met a couple of times. I worked on the Bird Box. She was, I was on set with her that one day, one more credit I don't have. But, I think I like a wide range of things.
I like her too, though. Okay. So how about some men? What are some men, living or dead, that you think would be fun to work with?
Oh my goodness. That's a good question. It's so funny because I just don't go there. I don't.
I don't mean like a romantic interest or anything like that. I just mean like actors you think that are really cool.
Christian. I know he doesn't have the best reputation on set.
Great, brilliant actor. He's a brilliant actor. I would like to work with Tom Hardy. Like I like Tom Hardy.
Yes, and Tom Hardy is another one. Yeah, Tom Hardy is incredible. That would be another one for sure. So, yeah. And, even like now, Glenn Powell, who's a fellow Texan, he's, he's adorable and I love everything he's doing as well. I like, his, like, I just watched The Running Man,
Was it good? I want to watch it. Was it good?
Everything he's done, I've watched and I just love him and everything he does. And again, he's a fellow Texan. Matthew McConaughey, of course.
Question.
Yes.
Would you marry an actor?
Having dated some famous actors, I don't know.
So you would not marry an actor?
No.
Why is that?
I think it's a very difficult life. If you're still a working actor, you're gone for such long periods of time. And I think that's very challenging to any relationship. I think you both have to be on the same page with a lot of things. And
That's a good answer.
No, there's more. Wait.
Yeah, I just, like I said, I've dated a couple really famous actors.
Would jealousy come into the act if he were naked with a woman in a movie?
No, not at all. Matter of fact, when I got in this business, the guy I dated for years that, we lived together, he was an actor and he was doing, he did a television show and he was very hot and heavy in one of the episodes. And I was just the opposite. He was pissed off. I did something where I had a kissing scene and like a bedroom scene. It was kind of done in a comedic way, but he was the one that was jealous, where his was way more involved. I was the one like, go for it. You've got to make it real. You're playing a character. This is not you. Like, this is a character.
Yes.
So actually just the opposite.
I love it. So you guys follow Sherry Davis on Instagram at Sherry.Davis. She's going to have a bunch of movies coming out soon. So we'll come back when all those things come out. Cause I know Alien Horde, Toymaker, all those things, when they come out, we'll come back.
Any red carpets in LA?
Not LA. I was texting with Sunny Mahal and the first one coming up will probably be Bikers versus Werewolves. That one's not done.
Is it going to be in Las Vegas, you think?
Yes.
It's going to be in Las
the plan
Vegas.
will be Las Vegas on that one because I was texting to see if we had another trailer that I could shoot you guys, and we don't. But I think that's going to be the first one. And I do want to give a quick plug to The Hive and Sean Thompson. I shot that in Florida. That character was a lot of fun. You think she's one thing and she's a whole nother. So she's not necessarily the good Southern girl that the character was turned into. She's got a lot of secrets.
I love it.
Yeah. So I want to give him a shout out because that was his first time directing and there were so many moving parts and so many people and he did an amazing job. His communication, he put together some really good people to do that project on a very limited budget. So I do want to give Sean a shout out.
Perfect. So when all these things start coming out, we'll come back because we can play trailers and stuff for them and show everybody. In the meantime, we love you. We're so happy to see you. I know
Love
you have
you
to
guys.
take a nap. You have to go take a nap because you got to go to work.
And
I'm good.
find us,
Huh?
find us when we're in Florida and you come to Florida. And
Oh, I will. You guys let me know when you're going.
well, we're going as soon as we sell our house.
Is it up? Did y'all put it on the market?
Not yet.
We're about to.
We're about
Well,
to.
I'm looking at a ranch here,
Oh, good for you.
not
We're
here.
going to Florida in about 3 weeks. But listen to this one. I found out with the airlines, everyone out there, listen to this. If you have a little 7-pound baby dog like we have, it's dangerous to fly them because they can go deaf. And
Oh.
all the airlines warned us of this. So we are driving to Florida and then back here and then back to Florida. So we're driving all over. Good thing we have a big, ugly car. One of those Mercedes, I call
It's
war,
not ugly. It's
war
nice.
vehicles.
It's
You got
nice.
rid of your little convertible?
Yeah, we got a SUV because the convertible didn't have a spare tire and we kept blowing out tires. And both of us have bad knees and we can't get in and out of it as easily.
Yeah.
And I have my Audi.
And
my,
he has a convertible
my
already.
my 04 20-year-old Audi.
We got to go though. Sherry, love
Sherry,
you.
we
Thank you
love
so
you.
much. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
honey.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. Love y'all. Bye.
Hey, you guys, we're going to
Bye-bye,
take a quick
sweetheart.
music break because it's only a 2-minute song. This is Ryder Knox. The name of the song is Crazy Bitch. It just came out today. I think you guys will like it. And then when we come back, we'll be on with celebrity photographer Billy Hess. So check it out, everybody. Here's Crazy Bitch by Ryder Knox.
She struts in like a storm in the night. Waves of chaos, they pull me in tight. With dark at night and a wicked grin, tells me secrets of where we've been. Oh, she's wild, she's free, it's my downfall. Crazy bitch with a heart full of fire, twisting my soul like a barbed wire, screaming our passion through the echoes we shout. Can't walk away, she's the screaming light out. Every dance she sets the room ablaze. With every touch, it's a dangerous maze. Laughs like thunder, makes the ground shake. A crazy ride for the boldest to take. In the shadows, we rise and we fall. Crazy bitch with a heart full of fire, twisting my soul like a barbed wire, screaming our passion through the echoes we shout. Can't walk away, she's the screaming light out. Hold on tight to this wildest of dreams. Crazy nights, nothing is what it seems.
All right, everybody, that's Ryder Knox. Things, it's available on all the different digital platforms worldwide. Now we're going to bring on our next guest. Let's see if we can see him.
Hey,
Hey!
what's up, guys? I love that video and that song. Oh my God, it was
Thank
great.
you.
Why
Crazy
are you-
bitch,
wait,
too. You
why-
should know
why are
people
you-
like that.
Why are you dressed like that? You have snow, winter, freezing.
I have to because I'm pretending I'm in Florida.
So am I. So am I. So
I
am
told Eileen Shapiro I was going to come in naked, but she said I better not because you don't want to get thrown off YouTube. How are you guys? I missed you.
Do you know what happened? Eileen said she had like 10 inches of snow on her steps going.
I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear us now?
Because that's Jimmy. He sabotaged.
I didn't do it. I didn't touch anything. I don't know how I did
First
that.
of all, how's Mark?
Good. Everybody's good. Pain in the ass. Everybody's great.
Good.
You know, it's a rough day. The day started real rough. Do you ever meet somebody for the first time and want to buy them a toaster for their bathtub? That's how my day starts. I swear, that's how it started. And for me, it's always an arrogant queen that works for a celebrity. I just can't. But anyhow, enough with that. How you guys doing?
First, let's introduce him. Hey, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show
Here's
with
the question.
Russell, a very good friend of ours, celebrity photographer, and all-around cool-ass motherfucker, Billy Hess. Hello, and welcome to the show.
How are you guys?
We're so good. I want to.
When we are together, I never stop laughing.
We have a ball.
a camaraderie, Billy, me, and everybody, and Eileen. We just say the right things at the right time that are funny, and we really have a good time.
Oh, we always have a blast. We always have a blast.
We have matching glasses.
I know. Look at that.
I'm not wearing them today because I got red in
I didn't want to wear my red because you have the same ones.
I love it though. So how's winter treating you? You doing okay in the cold?
I hate it. I hate it.
Of course.
It's too
moving
much
to
snow. We're
Florida.
having like 2 feet at a time. 2 feet at a time. And somebody stole my shovel on my porch. Only in New York.
No way.
Only in the
Yes, only in New York. You know that.
But we're moving to Florida. We're not staying in California. We're not happy here, especially Palm Springs. We want to be closer to you guys and New York. You know, we have so many friends there. And I miss.
And Ron's daughters live in Pennsylvania now.
Yeah, and I miss Eileen's breasts.
Doesn't everybody?
Rich, you guys, real quick, let's do a little plug. You guys, so Billy Hess is like the photographer what you would need. He does, besides doing celebrities, he also does branding and headshots and portraits. You can go to Billy Hess.
Let me tell you.
BillyHess.com. If you need a photographer. And
No, he's not a photographer.
He's in New York.
Let
me finish. He's in
you.
New York. He's in New York, you guys. But, if you've got a budget and you want the best photographer on the planet, you fly him wherever you need him to go.
And let me tell you, he takes a picture of you. I mean, I've seen some really brutal, ugly people that he knows. And, and I've seen some headshots and I dropped dead. I said, I can't. What did you? I wanted him to photograph me, but then I thought I'd be too outrageously magnificent and I'd never get work because I don't look like that in person.
No,
But
you do with the right lighting. You do, Rod. You
No,
do have
you are one
you have the features. Definitely.
We have one picture from when we were in New York the last time at that Pride
What a
event of the
picture.
two of us, and it's the best picture we've ever
I love
got
that picture.
ever.
And there was nothing done. That is the light. It's all about the light. You know.
You
Yeah,
are,
well, you are-
no, you have.
For some people, I have to fix. I fix. You know.
No, photographers have what is called an eye. A good photographer has a good eye. If you don't have a good eye, the shot sucks. You don't know. I mean, if I'm like this and you
Right.
take my picture, you're a shitty photographer. You wait for me to be.
You can't teach it that. You can't teach it because you can't see it. You got to feel it. When you see the person, you got to feel it. That's how I look at it. When I look at a person and I always see the great features in them, and then they do a certain look, and it's like, especially in music, because I love music, and I used to sing when I was younger, so I combined them the both.
He does Elvis Presley.
I
Better
did.
than Elvis.
We were at a party at Sue Wong's mansion, and they asked him to perform. and I had never seen.
There's Elvis.
I had never seen Billy perform. He got up there and did an Elvis that I dropped dead. He could have worked in Vegas. It was so good.
But tell him what you said to me before I go on. I said I wanted to sing. Somebody did a song. I'm not going to mention his name. Remember that somebody did an Elvis song, and I'm saying, oh my God, he's killing this song. I had a few jacks in me. I said, Ron, I want to sing. He goes, you're not going to embarrass me, are you? Remember? You better not embarrass me.
Who knew that he could sing? And so good. It
Yeah,
wasn't
really good, you guys.
I mean, he really did an Elvis impersonation that was professional and very, very good. Very
But that's
good.
my voice. I don't really think I sound like it, but it's my voice does have a
It was
semblance to that.
Wait, my hearing aid fell out.
You know.
No, it was very good.
It's like that. I mean, I had Randy Edelman, as you know, he's been on your show before. Composed. He gave me a song to do because I told him one time. I said, my voice sounds a little like Elvis. Why don't you give me a song? Thinking he's going to say, "Get Lost," you know, Randy.
Oh, Randy,
Yeah.
Mr. Charm.
Yes, Mr. Joe. So he goes, "Yeah, I got it for you," and he gave me a song.
Did you record it?
No, and every time I see him, I'm like, he goes, "Where did you record that song yet?" So I got to do that. That's one of my plans for this year is hopefully get in the studio and do that song.
There you go.
I want to give Mark a plug. You know, I'm a hairdresser. I've been a hairdresser all my life, and I've cut my hair myself. I've never trusted anybody to cut my hair. And then Mark said, let me cut your hair. And Mark cut my hair. And now that I live in California, I've never had a haircut as wonderful as what Mark did. And I would suggest that you all find him. He's probably one of the best haircutters and best stylists in New York City, because it's like, you know, you ever go to a Chinese restaurant and Chinese people are eating in it? You say the food's good here because Chinese people are here. Well, my haircut, when it was good, I said, yeah, go to Mark. Mark is the one that cuts hair. Tell me, where is Mark now?
He's on 51st Street in Manhattan. You
What's
just Google it, Mark the Elvis, and you can find him.
what's his?
MarkTheElvis.com.
DEALWIS.com.
Yeah, you'll find him.
No, but seriously, if you're in New York and you're in need of hair work, go see Mark. I wouldn't lie to you. He's really a very creative guy.
And he's another one. If you got money, you can fly. He flies all over to do people's
Right.
hair. So
And he did Connie Stevens' hair. He did everybody's hair. He does all
He's working with me now on my photo shoots. I'm doing a lot of branding, and I'm really big into branding photography. You know, like, you know, giving someone the brand. You remember years ago, Ron, every star had a brand. Every woman had a brand. And nowadays, if you got talent and a brand, you could be a star. Some people got a brand and not good talent and still make it.
yes,
Right?
You're right. No, you're
Because they
right.
have the brand. So, like, you know, like, I think, like, I love working for World Star PR. I love working for your company. When you get young artists and work on their brands, it's so exciting for me to work on someone's brand.
So
we should do a little more of that, me and you, Jimmy, because you have the eye for style and what they're supposed to wear. You know, we could really do some wonders, because some people, I listen to them and go, they're so talented, but they got no brand.
Yeah,
and the brand doesn't have to be exotic. It could be simple, but it has to be a brand.
Simple, but it has.
Don't
to
you
be
agree?
Yeah, absolutely. It has to be a brand. You guys too, Billy. In 2024, the Josie Music Awards, it's the biggest independent music award show that there is, and he was the photographer of the year. And just to brag a little bit, you guys, which we're going to talk about maybe some of this, but here's some of the people that he's actually photographed, you guys. Billy Porter, Bette Midler, Adam Lambert, Jane's Addiction, Amanda Lepore, Gianni Russo, who was on our show, Leon, a good friend of ours who's been on the show, High Five, they've been on the show, The Struts, Thompson Twins, Alan Cummings, Cyndi Lauper, Philip Block, Leslie Jordan, Christine W., Desmond Child, one of my favorite all-time singers, Felipe Rose, Nile Rodgers, The Stray Cats, The B-52s, Boy George, Flavor Flav, our friend Cece Peniston, Kim Sledge, another good friend of ours, Melba Moore, Akon, Adam Ant, Tiffany Haddish, Rose Byrne, Salma Hayek, Sarah Jessica Parker. Like, you're like a who's who of like, who haven't you?
And also,
and he took pictures of us.
Yeah. Also, Fran Drescher, who will get to that part of it, because that's a big story about Fran Drescher and Billy's son, and we'll let Billy tell that when we get there.
Oh, you can tell it.
You want to tell it now?
Yeah. Tell your experience with Fran Drescher.
I have a special needs son that lives with me, and he watches every Fran Drescher show, everyone, Nanny. since he was a kid. It would stay in front of the TV. Oh, but he knows how to say, how long, Mr. Sheffield? So anyhow, he wanted to meet Fran Dresser. And I said, Eileen Shapiro says, I'll let you meet Fran Dresser. He goes, well, yeah. So we brought him down to meet Fran Dresser. And let me tell you, there was 150 people online. So we go and bring Billy. Here's Billy, because she heard all about him. And we told him, So the first thing I said to her, I said, Fran. She goes, what? She really talks like that.
Yeah.
If you put a box set out, I'm going to kill you. Because my son watches every show. Do not put a box set out. Because I watch your show 100 times. And she says, meet me in the back. And she was so nice to him and genuine. When someone's faking in this business, Ron, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So she was so genuine. And now anytime there's a cruise, Billy can go on it. Anytime. You're my special guest. Anytime you want to come on. It's such
that's so sweet.
She's amazing. Amazing. God bless.
She is amazing. She is amazing.
And I got a picture of him, and I just got the perfect shot. When he grabbed her, he had like a tear in his eye. It's like one of my, and because people always ask, what's your favorite shot in the world? That was my favorite shot in the world. Is my son hugging her and almost had a tear in the eye, No,
it's beautiful.
And she's still on at night. Him and Mark watching the nanny.
It's funny though, but I'm laughing, but we watch the Golden Girls every night before we go to bed. We've seen every episode.
It's always in this house too. Yup.
We've seen every episode 50 times, but we still watch it, because it's relaxing and it's fun, and then it helps you fall asleep.
And the writing is something forever. You keep laughing over the same things because the talent, the characters, they were so strong.
The reason for that is freedom of writing. Today, the writers do not have freedom. Everything is boycotted. Everything is racist, or everything is offensive. So you cannot do those sort of shows. Or could you do All in the Family? Those shows today people would be furious.
Could you imagine? Yeah.
People are so fucking sensitive. It's called a joke. It's called fun. People don't know how to laugh anymore.
Remember Don Rickles and George Carlin? They would never make it in this world.
And I love George Carlin.
Billy,
love him.
I did stand-up comedy for years, especially in drag. I could not get away with my show today as I got away with then, because the jokes I did were all considered today offensive, but they weren't. It was about people, real things that happen to people. Now you're not allowed to do that. Real people don't shit, fart, or pee. You can't say that because they get offended. You can't do it in a joke. You got to keep it all bullshit.
It's so sad though, because George Carlin was my absolute favorite back then, and the more modern comedians who you don't really see anymore because they've kind of disappeared was Louis Black. I think Louis Black's the funniest motherfucker on the planet. He is just hilarious. And I like it when they're equally offensive. They talk about everybody. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Fran Drescher's show, The Nanny, was really the last of the shows where you were allowed to make fun of people, because Jewish people didn't like that show. They said it shows the Jews very low class and common and horrible, until they saw the humor in it and they realized that it was true. Now, Renee Taylor, who I have had negotiations with, and I know very well.
You got to speak up.
And I know very well, she is that way in person. Renee really is that woman that she portrayed. So how could people be offended by the character if the character was real? So everyone out there, you have to change your attitude. Let humor come into your life.
Laughter. It's like when I go to everybody says, and my daughter always asks me this: did you have a good time? A lot of laughs. Had a lot of laughs. I consider a lot of laughs as a good time.
Yes, too. Absolutely.
Me too.
You can go to a bar and drink or whatever and dance or whatever, but to me, I judge it by a lot of laughs. We had so much, when we're together, we have so many laughs.
Laughs galore.
Laugh is it's not the going to party, dance, and drink. Laughter is I just love, a good day to me is a lot of laughs.
I always make comments about Eileen's huge breasts until I found out that they weren't real. They were blow-ups.
Oh no, they're not even, they're natural, I hear. I mean, I don't know personally, but they're natural.
I know. She turned the corner in my house one day and one of them hit me. I thought it was a Mack truck.
They'll knock you right out, trust me. Did she ever tell you the story when we went to see you in LA? When we had the the driver, how can I say it to be politically correct? A certain driver that you would never, and Eileen makes a comment, goes, "Oh, this guy's, you know, he'll do, he's gay, he'll do this." Blah, blah. I said, yo, I said, brother, look at these, and I lifted up her chest. I said, put it between I'll put it right between here and meet me at 3 a.m. It's skin is skin. He was hysterical laughing. Her face dropped, thinking that this guy was going to come and cut my head off. So you get it?
I've lifted her tits more than she has. I have more pictures of me behind her, and they weigh a ton. I got news for you. Those things are huge.
That's why she walks like this.
That's true. She tries to balance.
Actually, were you with us when we went to the George Michael bathroom? You
No.
were, right?
Oh, no, I'm the one that wanted to go there. Oops, did I say that?
Well,
Yeah, he was there. He was with us.
I'm the one that wanted to go see it. You took me to show me.
And you know, it's so funny though, because like
And
in the music video, it's this nice big ass bathroom.
Yeah.
But in real life, it's this little shit, one stalled piece of shit.
And I'm saying to myself, how stupid can you be when the urinal's here, the door's here? I could have given 100 more bathrooms to go to instead
That
of
was
that.
fun though.
And remember we came out and the homeless guy was washing in the right? He was washing in the
washing himself in the water.
in the wash tank. While we're trying to
And she's in the urinal.
Ron's trying to stand in front of it, go like this, and there's a homeless guy washing. Oh, that was so. There was another laugh we had.
That was fun though. I really enjoyed that.
Now, Billy, you photographed Adam Ant.
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah,
So of course, you had to see him in person. Was Eileen with you?
of course. Yeah, well, it was by accident. I was shooting. Was it the B-52s? I was shooting the B-52s, and no. How do we? No. That was. I'm sorry. That's another. See, I get them all confused. Yeah, Eileen knows the manager, and she's Eileen. She wrote a book on him.
Yes.
She only wants to blow him, she said.
Oh yes, and I was. Now I got it. I was shooting another. I think it was a B-52s, and what happened is his photographer didn't show up. So he went to Eileen. This guy got a big lens. He doesn't know. He goes, "Do you know who PK is? PK, what's his name?
Yeah.
The husband of the person from Hollywood.
Yes, I know.
You know what I'm talking about. The reality show. That's his manager, PK." I said, "No, because you know me. I don't know anybody. You know what I'm saying?" So it's like, I mean, I wouldn't know their names. I'm like Devil Wears Prada. I would need Jimmy next to me going, and I'm saying, "Who's that?" "Oh, that's that's Diana Ross." "Okay." No. That's me. That's me and Eileen. We're like, "Oh, you know her. She'll Academy Award winner." She'll say, "Jimmy, do you know this woman?" We used to yell at her.
She should interview him or not.
Yeah,
unless they're a musician. If they're a musician, she knows who they are. But if they're not a musician, she doesn't know who they are.
So anyhow, so I go backstage, meet the manager, and he goes, "Here, you got to, when you shoot George, you got to do this, you got to do this, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that." I said, "Okay." So when he went backstage, I'm like, "Oh, I have to do A, B, C, D," and then their contract is they own 10 of your pictures, and they own one of your pictures. They take 2 pictures, and you have no rights to it. I said, "Okay, to shoot him, I'll do it." He took all my pictures. He loved them. He goes, "You nailed it. You nailed it." And you know what? And he paid me well. Like, he didn't have to pay me well. You do an icon.
Right.
Let him pay you well. But did Eileen try to assault him? Because she's crazy about him.
Yes.
Did she try to
I think she kissed. I think she tongue kissed him once, but
I told her, I said, he has a very small prick, She said,
that's not what Liza Minnelli says.
She said, "No, he doesn't." She said, "Nobody is better at cruising a basket than me. No gay guy," she said, "can cruise a basket better than me."
Gotta read Liza Minnelli's autobiography, what she thinks about Adam Ant in bed.
There you go.
So you see, Eileen knows her craft.
So wait, let's ask you a question, because you really photographed so many people. Do you have a bucket list of people that you really want to get an opportunity to photograph that you haven't been able to do yet? Like, who's on your bucket list?
I was thinking of that question, thinking you were going to ask me that question. I couldn't think of a name, and I'm like, what? I said, if it's dead, of course it would be Elvis Presley.
Yes.
But now I'm like, Beyonce, no. Even though I love her, Madonna, I did. I'm like, I don't know. I really don't know. I wanted to do I really don't know. I mean,
It's a hard
really don't know.
question. There's so many people out there.
There's so many. I mean, there's not really one I would really want to. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that. Who did the Super Bowl show? Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
I like to do him.
Okay.
Shoot.
Oh, I was thinking you were probably talking something else.
I would love to shoot him. I would like to do him. You know, I thought that was a great show. I was hoping that he'd get political because I believe in entertainment. That's another unpopular thing. That when you're doing entertainment, you're there to make people happy and forget everything.
It needs to be entertainment. That's right. People.
I really believe in that.
Yeah,
I remember years ago they asked Elvis Presley at Madison Square, "What do you think about this?" And he goes, "I'm here to entertain you, make you happy. I don't get. Everybody could do what they want, but like, don't get all political on. That's not my thing.
So actually, like, since you're such a big Elvis fan, have you been to like Graceland and have you?
Oh, not yet.
Oh,
Not
you
yet.
haven't? Oh my gosh, that's.
I was going to do that during the Josie Awards, but I never thought I was going to win.
That's when
And I can't believe that's why I didn't think I was good. I said, no way am I going to win that. To be on the Grand Ole Opry, I was like, oh, I wanted to kill myself, but I never thought I was going to win that. That was one of the big honors.
Oh, it's a huge deal because so many like 75, 80,000 people are applying to get into that, and they pick only a handful.
I did meet Lisa Marie Presley once and photographed her.
Okay.
And she was the most realest person I've ever met in my life. And she was with her kids too. The kids were all eating pizza backstage. And how I got on it was like I had a friend of mine who was it was before I even shot pictures a lot. And like how to get backstage and stuff. And my friend talked to the guard and I got backstage, Then I got thrown out when they realized I wasn't supposed to be there. But she was the nicest person.
Though, right? You're not really starstruck though, because you meet all these people, and like to you, it's like, I mean, you just.
I was once. There's a story. I'll tell you. Mark will tell you the story. Fire Island, when Liza Minnelli was there.
Okay.
I shot Liza Minnelli, and I have Liza Minnelli remind me. My father brought me to see a Liza Minnelli show when I was a kid. I thought that was the most greatest thing I've ever saw. And I got to meet her because of the 80s, going to Studio 54 as a young kid, all that stuff to see, seeing them sit there and never really getting to talk to them. We're at a bar. It's like 2 a.m. because Liza was supposed to stay for 1 day. She stayed for 3 days. Not only did she stay for 3, it was so hot. It was like hundreds. They put her in the freezer and gave her martinis. She stayed for 3 days. She had so much fun. And all of a sudden, we're at the bar, and I have my camera because I'm shooting some people that are in the show, and she walks in, and they were like, and she walks by Mark. Mark's hugging her, saying hi, Liza, and she's talking to Mark, and I have my camera here. I couldn't take the picture. I was like, that was the only time I was starstruck. Other than that, I'm never starstruck. He's
not ever starstruck either. And then we were at this event in Pennsylvania, and he's, I mean, he knows everybody. Like in his life, he's met everybody. Nobody ever affects him. And then Kathy Sledge was there, and I'm like literally like 50 yards away, and I can hear him screaming, Jimmy, come here. And because we are family, Sister Sledge,
She's the nicest person you ever meet in your life. I shot her too.
That was the first time we had met her. We love her. She was actually our when we went from audio to video, she was our first guest.
Let me explain why she meant so much to me. Being gay, and we just had Stonewall and all that shit happening in the village, and we gay people thought We Are Family was our song. Everybody in New York was singing it then. We are family, the gay people. So she meant a lot to me because she sang that song. And that's the reason why I was so thrilled to meet her. And I told her that. And she was very happy with that. And since then, we've seen her so many times. In fact, she was coming to our house for dinner when we lived in Pennsylvania. And she was going to bring Patti LaBelle.
Okay, Patti LaBelle I want to shoot. That's the one.
I would like to have her on our show. We love Patti LaBelle.
I love Patti.
Eileen could probably do that. You got to try to tell her to get her to work a little bit. She could do that.
I love Patti LaBelle.
Patti's a good person.
She's a real good person.
Yeah,
she's amazing too.
And Kathy Sledge was the very first video
Oh,
guest we had on our show when we
yeah.
went from audio to video. She was our
And not
first
only
one.
is Kathy a sweetie, but her sister is a sweetie. I mean, her whole family.
The whole
Her
family
mother-
thing.
Her mother raised those girls really well. They're very good Christian girls. You know, they're decent. They're not doped up and weird. They're just nice people.
Oh, and you got to shoot Akon when we were here, right? You were here for that.
Yeah, he was another nice guy, real
Wasn't
guy.
he nice?
Who?
Akon. You know, the funny thing about Akon
What's
is
an Akon?
Akon's a singer, a very famous, one of the richest, most famous singers on the planet. He was so nice. I got a bunch of pictures with him. And then I was doing research about him afterwards. You know, do you know that Akon is the one of the reasons why he's so rich is he's the one who founded fucking Lady Gaga.
That's right. That's
You know,
right.
so he's like mad rich.
Well, I got you.
I think he bought $10,000 boots for his wife or girlfriend that night.
Yeah, I believe that too. And he had a beautiful Gucci sweater on that I coveted.
Yes.
I was doing a red carpet for my friend Taya Gill for her movie. And in the lobby was this little girl with a mini skirt and white boots up to her knees. And somebody said to photograph her, you know, put her in your video. So I said, I'll interview her. So she couldn't get on the stool because she's too short. And she's cursing and carrying on and yelling. And I said, get this fucking bitch out of here. She's, you know, what is she carrying on? You know who she was? Nicki Minaj.
He didn't know who she was.
I didn't know who she was. I just thought she was a little colored girl. I never thought who she was. She
That's
was-
not politically correct, Ron.
I don't give a shit, but that's what I'm telling the story.
I
like
love
it's
Nicki
true.
Minaj.
You know,
Yes.
in my day, calling somebody colored was not an insult. It was
Her
not.
mother is very nice too.
Because people,
Yes.
colored people call themselves colored.
I actually have. I've met with her mother before.
Very
her mother-
nice.
I had no idea. So I figured out her name. She must have known Italian people because Italians always say Manaj. So they must have thought this little nut job Manaj, because she's crazy, you know. She's not very nice. She's wild. She's all over the place.
She got a brand. She got a brand.
She's got a brand, and that is one fucking brand.
She was in the lobby dictating, yelling. I mean, it was a nightmare.
So who's somebody who you don't think has a good brand that you would like to work on? Is there anybody that you think that you see that's like famous that doesn't have a good? I think there's a lot of people who don't, but isn't that funny? Because now as I say that to you, I can't think of somebody. But when I'm on social media, I see it all the time. I'm like, God, this person's so famous, but they've got no brand.
If I did, I wouldn't want to say their name because I wouldn't do that. But
Oh, that's true.
you know, but that's another thing for getting where I am. Like, for me to shoot celebrities and everything, they trust me. You know what I'm saying? I would never. I mean, I could write books, but I would never. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they have
I
to trust
write
me
books.
because right, certain things we can't say and we wouldn't say.
That's
You know,
right.
Like a perfect example. Like, look at Randy Jones, right? Who's a friend of mine from the Village People. He got stories. I said, you should write a book. He goes, I would never write a book because, you know, that's not how I am. And I agree with that, you know. I know if I'm doing a VIP or an after hours club, you know, getting a picture to sell for $50,000, that's not me. I want you to trust me so you
Exactly.
put the word out that you trust me. You know, I'm not going to make you, and I don't want, if you're going to look bad, I'm not putting you out there. Some photographers look for a bad picture.
Right.
They chase Alan Cummings. What's that show on TV? TMX, whatever. What is it?
The traders.
They chase him around there in New York City to try to get him in a compositing position. You know?
Yeah, see that? I would.
Alan,
Oh, I can tell you another story. TMX was outside during the when I brought my son to see what's Fran Dresser, right? They knew she was there because of the Trump issue they had, because she said something positive about Trump. They were out there ready to jab her with the cameras. So, you know, of course, me, I'm like, that ain't happening on my watch because I'm anti-paparazzi, I'm anti all that. I went in and told her.
she said positive about Trump.
She said one thing positive about Trump. I don't know.
One thing, and this is really early on, like early on, like something out of context, everything, you know. And they were ready, and I told the manager that because, you know, that's how I am. She's a celebrity. I'm taking her picture. I'm going to protect them. You know what I'm saying? Don't be going to attack someone for some bullshit thing. You turn around, you know. And she goes, we're already prepared for that. The manager was prepared for that.
You know what you would be good to do too, that you should eventually try to get into? like to be a set photographer, like on big films. They always hire photographers. They pay them a lot of money, to do all
Still photography. I want to do some of your movies. I told Eileen I want to come out.
behind the scenes. Yes, we're getting ready to get some stuff going here now after all these years. I think some stuff,
because you got to be like here. You got to be in the union, so you got to have some indie films under your belt as still photographer for the movies and stuff like that. And I've done a couple things here, but I need to take it up to another level. Like right now, I'm doing videos. I'm doing a commercial. I'm directing commercial. I'm editing now. I'm ready to do a music video. So I'm kind of like expanding a little bit.
Good for
Yes,
you.
you should.
You should, because you're talented. And you'll be really good at it.
But that's a whole new world, editing videos.
Yes.
Between you and Mark, you'll make so much money. You could buy a beautiful house on the water in Florida.
I don't want to be too close to the water. No hurricanes. I want to be.
There you go.
The hurricanes, my friend, are all over Florida.
I know that's the problem.
Not just the water.
My luck, I'll get the. Oh, that's a cheap house. Next thing you know,
I've lived in Florida for 20-something years, and I've been through many, many hurricanes, and it was like your snowstorm. They made a big deal about it, and it was fake.
I lived there for 48 years.
Right. The storms are nothing. They're big rainstorms.
I did, though, go through some bad ones. My showroom's lost its roof. The roof came off, and we didn't have power for 3 weeks and stuff. I've been through some pretty bad ones, but
You must have been living in a dump, because my house never moved.
I didn't live in a dump. I didn't say my house, my showroom roof.
Oh, that building, that was a dump.
The whole roof came off.
I'm telling you, Jimmy, you should go into branding. We should really kick it up a notch. We all have special, and Ron's got a good eye too, especially for the women who are glamorous and stuff. We could really do some good work.
Yeah, we should. I like that idea. So that's something we'll have to.
What idea?
Branding, helping people brand themselves because they don't know how to do it.
They don't.
No, they're horrible.
Yeah, they really.
I mean, like I'm listening, and I'm not mentioning names, but just some young stars, and even some of the 1 or 2 of them are your clients, and I'm saying, Eileen, I want to brand that person, because they just need the brand because they got the talent. But when you look at them, it's just like nothing.
Yeah, a lot of them don't.
You know what? In old Hollywood, this conversation wouldn't even exist.
Exactly.
Everybody had the look.
They had a brand. Yeah.
I mean,
well, the studios did it for them, though.
yeah. I mean, Jane
Yes.
Russell made the halter top famous.
Yes,
And the hair on one side famous. Betty Davis
long
made
dress.
so many things famous. I mean, Katharine Hepburn. These are people I've met and knew. Lauren Bacall. I loved the way Lauren's company 2 or 3 times. She had the best David Webb jewelry. I mean, her rings and bracelets were fabulous.
Wait, so are you retired now?
Soon.
Your other thing?
Anyhow, yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say you could really, I could see you cleaning up, like, once you start doing music videos and all those other types of things. And I think you'll learn it very quickly because you're smart and you're talented. So I think that it's a learning curve, but I think you're going to learn it really quickly.
But my love is branding and like so when someone, I just shot for a documentary film coming out. And it is a film that's getting a lot of support, and it's going to be on Netflix. And it's called The Man I Was Born to Be. It's about a woman who trans to a man, and it's almost like a reality type funny thing. So I did the poster for it, and shooting the picture, I got the brand, and then I found the brand in the person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
If you're my manager and you say, okay, Ron is you're managing Ron. And I need this, this, and this. I'll give the manager this, this, and this. But then I like to, once I get it, then I give him what I think. And a lot of times the managers love it and they go to that.
Yes.
And I say, I want to take
that's a talent. Because most people can't do that. Most people can't do that. So that's a big talent. That's another benefit of people like working with you, that you actually have that talent, that you can do that.
Like, I may not be able to style where I can say, okay, Ron would be nice with a smoky eye or something like that. That's where I have Mark. I mean, smoky eye, because he does the best smoky eye in the freaking world. Like, like certain people could do certain things. You could put the clothes on a person you're very versatile with that. You can give a brand. We could do good.
No. We could easily do that. And we could. The other thing too, is I don't think that, artists and people who are trying to get out there don't really realize the importance of social media. Unfortunately, you know, you can say you don't like it, but like I'm literally working on movies where they won't work with people because some person who nobody knows but has 2 million followers and somebody who's really famous but only has 20,000, they don't want that. They want the people who actually are out there and are interacting with fans and stuff all day long, which I think it's shitty because it's not putting the talent first, but that's the world you live in. So if you're one of those people, you need to really pay attention and work.
They have to sell you. What makes you different from, you know, we know how many talented people that you hear singing that could be a star with their voice, but they never made it.
That's right.
It's usually no brand, no management, or attitude or passion.
Yes.
Or they think they're Madonna.
Or bad
Madonna.
That or bad management. We got to go though. We're out of time.
You know what the trouble is with this bullshit? People today are so anti-money, anti-rich people, and anti-beautiful. They all have ripped jeans. They dress like communists because they don't want to look like the capitalists, and that's the problem.
Well, you just made a brand. You see what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
just
but Jane Russell was a Republican like nobody else. I mean, she was the biggest Republican in the world, and she said to me, "Ron, what the hell is going on in Hollywood? In my day, everybody was a Republican. Today, they're all Democrats, and they look like shit." And nobody has style, or a brand, because it's not accepted.
They need to be branded. No, the biggest stars are branded.
Yeah, but if you get
we got to go though. We're out of time.
If you get somebody in ripped jeans and looks like shit, and you put them in a sequin gown, they don't want that because that's capitalism. That's the opposite of what
that's
they
stupid,
are.
Though.
Guys, let's do a brand on your show one day. Let's find someone.
Yeah, we'll find somebody and do it. That would be fun.
Let's do it on the show. That would be great.
We got to go though. Billy Hess, you guys
Billy,
follow him at
Billy. Give Mark a hug for me.
At Billy Hess Photos on Instagram. Billy Hess.
We'll see you soon.
Bye, Billy. Thanks.
I love you guys.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Enjoy, everybody.
I'm freezing.
Jimmy,
This is MC Alfred.
and Ozzy.
I'm just chilling, Jimmy Star, yo, sitting down and designing. Where every man in thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be. Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out.